Hi, and thanks for joining today for my presentation on meditation and breast cancer. My name is Danny Whittle. I am a pranayama meditation trained teacher. I am a radiation therapist with 12 years experience, and I also have a master's in supportive and palliative care and oncology. So we're going to talk today about what is meditation and why would we want to incorporate a meditation practice, some facts about meditation and cancer, and kind of what is happening in our brains when we meditate, and the importance of our breath. And we're going to do a bit of a breath exercise as well. And then we're going to end with a short but sweet meditation as well. So what is meditation? So I'm going to start out by saying what it is not. So meditation is not what we might call oming for a few minutes a day, once a week, once a month, and then experiencing this feeling of bliss and then kind of continuing on with life and forgetting everything else. So meditation is actually being present to the moment and being aware of ourselves, our actions, our thoughts, our reactions, our judgments on ourselves and others. Meditation is paying undivided attention to whatever experience is going on in your body and mind at each moment. So we need to learn to kind of silence our outer worlds, to kind of turn off those distractions in order to become present. So by doing this, we can really look into ourselves to really see what is going on in our minds. So why would we want to incorporate a regular meditation practice? So there's lots of studies and evidence out there that it can reduce stress, pain, anxiety, and depression. It can bring emotional balance and increased focus, patience, and tolerance. It helps us gain new perspectives on stressful situations. It can allow us to increase and enhance our own personal self-awareness. And it can help us to focus on the present moment rather than living in the past or the future. It can provide a feeling of oneness and connection with self. And then with time and a dedicated meditation practice, we can have a release of kind of negative habits of desire, fear, anger, aversion, grasping, etc. Okay, so some meditation and breast cancer. So with any diagnosis of cancer, you most likely will go through experiencing a range of emotions such as anger, fear, guilt, sadness, helplessness, anxiety, depression, and kind of an overall feeling of distress and just feeling stressed and overwhelmed. So meditation can actually help to increase the amounts of gray matter in your brain, which increasing the amounts of gray matter in your brain is linked to increasing your ability to have more positive emotions and kind of happy thoughts and long-lasting emotional stability. So how does meditation work in your brains? So the act of meditation is linked to increasing the larger amounts of gray matter in the hippocampus and the frontal areas of your brain. And so the role of that hippocampus is, it plays an important role in the formation of new memories. So gray matter in the brain is directly responsible for memory, learning, self-awareness, kind of seeing, hearing, executive functions, impulse control, emotions, and speech. So if you're able to increase the amounts of this gray matter in your brain, you're essentially able to increase your memory, your ability to learn, your self-awareness, your emotions, and your kind of impulse control. So practicing meditation routinely can also help calm down your sympathetic nervous system. And so this is a system that's responsible for your flight and fight response. So even hearing the word cancer could immediately spike that ability of your fight and flight response, because its job is to keep you safe. So practicing meditation regularly can allow you to, as we talked, increase the amounts of gray matter in your brain, which has the ability to naturally calm down your sympathetic nervous system, which with time can allow you to learn to respond from a place of calm and stillness rather than from a place of reactivity. So I am trained in pranayama meditation, and so the practice of pranayama is essentially breath regulation. So it seeks to quiet the mind and distribute prana or energy to the body. So we are all energy beings. So we have energy within us and energy surrounding us. So by incorporating a regular breath practice, that can increase and enhance the quality and quantity of your own individual energy. So it can kind of help in the yogic world clearing blocked nadis and chakras. This can directly result in feelings of increased energy, enthusiasm, and positivity. So by focusing on our inhalations and our exhalations, we can strengthen our lungs and also balance out our nervous systems as well. So we can utilize our breath to better connect within ourselves. And so when we are our best physically, emotionally, and mentally, when we're grounded and connected and our energy is flowing freely. So this very simple concept is not always easy to do in the context of our fast-paced and very busy lives. So breath. Breath is a very crucial tool which can allow us to move negative thoughts, emotions, or feelings through your mind and your body. So we breathe to live, but how often do you ever breathe with intention? So our body just naturally knows that it needs to breathe because that's what it does. And the process of breathing is directly connected to our brains and to our central nervous systems. And so breathing is one of the most vital processes in our bodies. And we just do it, but we don't often really think about it. So how often do you stop and observe your breath? So have you ever noticed when you feel upset or kind of angry or sad or mad that you hold your breath? Have you ever observed your breath becoming kind of short and almost panting-like, even if you're in a fight and flight situation, you're stressed, you're overwhelmed, maybe you have some adult temper tantrums. I mean, we all do. Most of us do not connect our breath with our body. So again, we just simply breathe because our body knows that's just what we need to do. And most of us are breathing really inefficiently, so which is resulting in us not getting enough oxygen to our brains. And so the quality of the air we breathe is directly affected to our own individual amount of energy. So do you ever feel sluggish or tired for no apparent reason? Maybe it's possible that you're breathing quite inefficiently. So I also want to talk about what constitutes a good breath. So that's using basically all of the muscles from your belly to your upper chest. So when we talk about a good breath, you squeeze in your belly, your diaphragm will move upward and it'll push the air to the top of your lungs and then into your upper chest and upper back. We're going to pause at the top for a few seconds and then we're going to breathe out through upper chest, back, and then your diaphragm's going to move down, and then your belly's going to push out. So I'm going to try that right now. So ongoing stress and anxiety are often accompanied with poor breathing patterns, so shallow and rapid breathing. So sometimes you can have feelings associated with this of lightheadedness and dizziness, which can in turn kind of affect the way we process thoughts and how we think. So with having a reduced thinking capacity, we're also less able to deal with anxiety and stress effectively or rationally. So if you think about the diagnosis of having cancer, this is directly connected to that as well. So by not being able to deal with stress effectively or rationally, it means that it's going to be more difficult for us to be able to move out of that state of high stress and that overabundance of hormone production. So that's that fight and flight response. So we're going to do a little breathing exercise where we're going to learn to breathe properly. So we're going to count the number of breaths we take in 1 minute. I will time this. Okay, so I'm going to cue you to start counting now. Okay, so what is the number of breaths that you took? I was about 6, just over 6. So what is your average breaths per minute? So the average person will take between 16 to 20 breaths per minute, and that's an indicator of poor breathing. So a true yogi, they say, will take only between 3 to 5 breaths per minute. So when we're taking that 16 to 20 breaths, we're not utilizing the full capacity of our lungs. So that actually means that we are generally breathing strictly from kind of our thorax or our chest region, which indicates very inefficient breathing, and we're not utilizing our full lung capacity. So essentially, we're not getting in the optimal amount of oxygen that our body requires to function at its best, essentially. So we're just going to do a simple kind of breath meditation. So I'm going to give you a minute or two here to get yourself into a comfortable seated position or laying down, whatever works for you. You might want to grab a sweater, maybe a blanket. I'll give you a minute here to get sorted. And when you find yourself in that comfortable seated position or laying down, I invite you to close your eyes. We're going to take a few intentional, deep breaths, keeping in mind what constitutes that full breath from your belly up to your chest. And on the exhale, we're going to let it out with a sigh. You're welcome to take a couple of more breaths, exhaling with a sigh, if that's what you need today. Otherwise, with your eyes closed, just allow your body to settle into a natural breathing rhythm for you. I want you to take a minute to wiggle around, moving your arms, your legs, your back, to make sure you're able to get nice and comfortable. Noticing any difficult sensations anywhere, any aches or pains. Spending a moment there if you need. Just going to run you through a body scan, starting at your toes. When you're ready, bring your awareness to your toes and your feet, the left and the right feet. Moving up towards your ankles, the backs of your calves, the front of your shins, your knees, the backs of your thighs, the tops of your thighs. Feeling the weight of your legs against the surface supporting you. Moving up towards kind of your buttocks and your navel, or your sacral region. Feeling your low back. Bringing your awareness to your belly. Your chest. Your heart space. Feeling the length of your back spine from your kind of coccyx, your buttocks region, up to your neck. When you're ready, move your awareness to your fingers, your hands, left and right hand sides, the palms, the backs, your wrists, moving up to your left and right forearms, your elbows, your upper arms, your left and right shoulders, moving up to your neck region, your upper shoulders, your face, your ears, your forehead, the top or crown of your head. Feeling the weight of your body against the surface supporting you. Just continuing on with your normal breath. Meeting yourself where you're at today and knowing that that is okay. Noticing any thoughts that might be coming into your mind. Choosing to send those thoughts away. Maybe you're sending them on a leaf that's floating down a stream. Returning to your breath if that's helpful for you. You can continue to lie here, breathing. Or if you're ready, I invite you to bring some movement back to your hands and your legs and your arms. Bringing your awareness back to your physical body. And opening your eyes when you're ready. I just want to thank you for joining today, and I hope you're feeling rested and rejuvenated. Namaste.